A judge mocks a black tomb guard in court, sparking a showdown of honor and secrets. When tempers flare and a gavel flies, Sergeant Marcus Jackson's hidden past flips the script, leaving justice on trial. Stay tuned, this gets intense. Picture this: dawn at Arlington National Cemetery, where the air feels heavy with history. The tomb of the unknown soldier stands like a silent promise, its marble glowing under the first rays of sunlight. A small crowd gathers. Veterans with pin medals, tourists with cameras, and a kid in a veteran's cap, eyes wide with wonder. At the center of it all is Sergeant Marcus Jackson, a black tomb guard moving like a metronome. 21 steps, a crisp turn with his rifle, a pause to honor the fallen. His boots are polished to a mirror shine, his white gloves spotless, his uniform a testament to discipline. Marcus is 31, 6'1", lean but strong, with a faint scar above his left eyebrow that you'd only notice if you got close. And nobody gets close. Not here. The tomb guard has been guarding this sacred ground 24/7 since 1937 through blizzards, hurricanes, and heat waves.
Ow.
Fewer than 700 have earned the badge Marcus wears. It's not just a job, it's a vow. But today, Marcus is stepping off the mat and into a federal courthouse just a few miles away. He's about to face a battle no training could prepare him for. A battle of words, wills, and honor. Stick around because this story, it's one you won't forget. Before we continue this story, let us know where you're watching from. If you enjoy stories like this, subscribe to the channel because tomorrow we have another special story for you. Let me take you back to where Marcus came from. He grew up in a small town in Tennessee, the kind of place where Friday nights meant high school football and everybody knew your name. His dad was a mechanic, hands always stained with grease, a Vietnam vet who didn't talk much but taught Marcus duty. His mom was a librarian, filling his head with stories of heroes. When Marcus was 10, he watched newsreels of 9/11s, towers falling, and knew he'd be a soldier. At 18, he enlisted in the army, driven by a fire to serve. By 23, he was in Afghanistan, leading a squad through dusty valleys. That's where he earned his Bronze Star with valor, saving his team during a Taliban ambush. But it came at a cost. His best friend, Corporal Daniel Reed, didn't make it. Marcus still carries Daniel's dog tag in his pocket, a weight he never lets go. The scar above his eyebrow, that's from the shrapnel that day. After Afghanistan, Marcus could have stayed a grunt, but he had bigger plans. He burned the midnight oil, earning a law degree through night classes, specializing in military justice. He worked as a paralegal in the Judge Advocate General's Corps, keeping his legal credentials sharp. At 29, he applied for the tomb guard, the elite of the elite. He spent hours polishing boots until they shone like glass, memorized 17 pages of Arlington's history, and mastered the 21st step walk. 2 years in, he's a sentinel guarding the unknowns with every fiber of his being. It's not just duty, it's a promise to Daniel, to every soldier who never came home. Marcus is quiet, principled, with a dry wit that only his buddies see. He's the guy who stays calm when the world's falling apart. Today he's going to need every ounce of that calm. We're in a federal courthouse in Washington, D.C. Now just a stone's throw from Arlington. The place is all marble floors and wood-paneled walls, with portraits of stern judges staring down. The courtroom's buzzing, attorneys shuffling papers, clerks whispering, spectators cramming the pews. Marcus Jackson walks in and heads turn. His tomb guard uniform isn't your average courtroom attire. A dark blue coat, scarlet trim, and white gloves. Scream ceremony, not subpoena. He's here as a witness in a vandalism case. Something small. A group of punks spray-painted a veterans memorial near Arlington, and Marcus's off-duty saw it go down. He gave a statement months ago, so this should be quick. Confirm the facts, then head to his post at the tomb. He checks his watch, a beat-up heirloom from his dad. He's got 40 minutes before his shift. It's plenty of time, or so he thinks. The courtroom clerk calls out, "All rise for the Honorable Judge Arthur Vance." The side door opens and in strides Vance. 58, a federal judge with a reputation as sharp as a razor and twice as cutting. He's got silver hair, wire-rimmed glasses, and a smirk that says he's used to owning the room. 25 years on the bench have made him brilliant but brutal. He's the kind of guy who chews up lawyers for fun and doesn't suffer fools or anyone, really. His dad was a steelworker, and Vance clawed his way through law school with brains and ambition. But that ambition's curdled into something mean. He's divorced, lives for the gavel, and sees the courtroom as his kingdom. As he takes his seat, his eyes lock onto Marcus. You can almost see the gears turning. It's that uniform. It's like a red flag to a bull. The vandalism case kicks off. Teen stuff. The prosecutor, a guy named James Carter, lays out the charges. 3 kids caught defacing the memorial. Marcus is the 4th witness. His testimony straightforward. He saw the spray cans, heard the laughter, called it in. Carter starts questioning him, and Marcus answers, voice steady, facts clear. But Vance is not listening. He's staring at Marcus, eyes narrowed like he's sizing up a problem. Halfway through Carter's questions, Vance cuts in. Sergeant Jackson, is it? His voice is smooth, but there's venom underneath. Marcus nods. Yes, Your Honor. Vance leans forward, smirking. Tell me, Sergeant, is this a courtroom or a 4th of July parade? A ripple of laughter runs through the spectators. Marcus doesn't flinch. I'm scheduled for duty at the tomb of the unknown soldier immediately after this hearing, Your Honor. My uniform is regulation. Vance's smirk widens. Regulation, huh? Looks more like a costume to me. Do you always dress up like this for court, or are we just lucky today? The laughter grows, but it's uneasy now. Carter shifts in his seat, glancing at Marcus. Your Honor, if I may continue? Vance waves him off. In a minute, Counselor, I'm curious about our soldier here. He turns back to Marcus. What exactly do you do, Sergeant? Stand around all day looking pretty for tourists? Marcus keeps his eyes forward, voice even. I guard the tomb of the unknown soldier, Your Honor. It's a 247 vigil to honor those who gave their lives for this country. Vance chuckles, but it's cold. A vigil, huh? Sounds like a fancy way of saying you march in circles. Now, real soldiers are out there fighting, not playing statue. The room tenses. Couple of veterans in the gallery. Gray-haired guys with VFW pins exchange looks. Carter tries again. Your Honor, Sergeant Jackson's testimony is critical. Vance snaps. Sit down, Carter. I'm running this show. Vance is on a roll now, his voice rising. Sergeant, I've seen a lot of people come through this courtroom. Lawyers, cops, even generals. But you're the first I've seen show up looking like you're auditioning for a history reenactment. He gestures at Marcus's uniform. Those gloves, that cap, are you here to testify or to pose for selfies? The crowd murmurs, some laughing, others shifting uncomfortably. Marcus stands at attention, his face a mask of calm. Your Honor, the Tomb Guard uniform is worn to represent the fallen. It's a symbol of respect, not a costume. Vance's eyes flash. Respect? You think prancing around Arlington is respect? This is a court of law, Sergeant, not a museum exhibit. I find your getup distracting to the serious business of justice. Carter stands. Your Honor? I object to this line of Vance cuts him off. Overruled. Sit. He leans forward, glaring at Marcus. Tell me, Sergeant, does your training include anything useful? Or is it all just marching and polishing boots? The insult lands like a slap. The veterans in the gallery stiffen. On an older guy with a purple heart pin grips his cane tighter. Marcus doesn't waver. What? My training includes combat tactics, leadership, and legal education, Your Honor. I served in Afghanistan and studied military justice. Vance laughs, sharp and mocking. Military justice? So you're a lawyer now. What's next? You going to quote the Constitution at me? The crowd's laughter is thinner now, more nervous. Marcus's voice stays steady. I'm not a lawyer in this courtroom, Your Honor. I'm a witness here to tell the truth. Vance's jaw tightens. He's not used to being answered like this. The truth, huh? The truth is, you're a glorified tour guide in a fancy outfit. Those medals on your chest, participation trophies for standing still. The room goes quiet. Marcus's medals bronze star with valor. Purple heart gleam under the courtroom lights. He speaks, voice low, but clear. The bronze star was for actions in Helmand Province. Your Honor, leading my squad through an ambush. The Purple Heart was for the shrapnel I took saving my men. The courtroom holds its breath. Vance's face flushes, but he doubles down. Oh, spare me the war story, Sergeant. Men who need to dress up like toy soldiers clearly missed something in their training, like how to think for themselves. He points at Marcus's cap. And that ridiculous hat. Take it off. It's disrespectful to my courtroom. Marcus doesn't move. Your Honor, Tomb Guard protocol requires headgear during duty. I'm scheduled to report to Arlington after this. Vance's voice rises, sharp enough to cut glass. Protocol. In my courtroom, I am the protocol. Take it off, or I'll have you in contempt. Carter leaps up. Your Honor, this is out of line. Sergeant Jackson is complying with Vance, slams his gavel. One more word, Carter, and you're out. He glares at Marcus. You think you're above my authority because you play soldier? Tell me, Jackson, is it hard to think after years of just following orders? The veterans in the gallery are on edge now. One half standing before his buddy pulls him down. Marcus's eyes meet Vance's, unflinching. The Army trains us to follow lawful orders, Your Honor, but also to think critically. The Tomb Guard is selected from soldiers with exemplary records, many with combat experience. We honor the fallen while serving the living. Vance's laugh is bitter. Honor. You're a walking photo op, Jackson. A relic. Those unknowns you guard, they don't care about your little parade. That's when it happens. Vance's control snaps. He grabs his gavel, his knuckles white, and hurls it at Marcus. The courtroom gasps as the heavy wood spins through the air. Marcus's hand shoots up, catching it mid-flight, his reflexes honed by years of training. The room freezes. Marcus stands there, gavel in his gloved hand, eyes locked on Vance. He sets the gavel on the witness stand, deliberate, controlled. Then slowly he removes his cap, revealing the scar above his eyebrow, a jagged line from Afghanistan. His voice is calm, but it carries like a command. That, Your Honor, was assault on a serving member of the U.S. Army, a federal offense under Title 18, U.S. Code Section 111. It's also a violation of Judicial Conduct Rule 2.8, requiring decorum in court proceedings. The crowd stunned. Vance's face drains of color, his mouth half open. Marcus continues, his tone measured but unrelenting. Before I was a Tomb Guard, I earned a law degree specializing in military justice. I served as a paralegal in the Judge Advocate General's Corp and maintained my legal credentials. I recognize your conduct as misconduct the moment you began targeting my service. The courtroom's buzzing now, spectators whispering, veterans nodding. Carter's jaw's on the floor. Vance sputters. You can't lecture me in my own courtroom. You're a witness, not a judge. Marcus doesn't blink. With respect, Your Honor, the Code of Conduct for United States Judges applies to you. Rule 3.1 prohibits behavior that undermines public confidence in the judiciary. Throwing a gavel? That's a clear violation. From the gallery, a man stands, his voice cutting through the chaos. Colonel Robert Hayes, U.S. Army, Pentagon Liaison. I've been observing these proceedings, and I corroborate Sergeant Jackson's account. The crowd turns. Hayes, 60 gray hair, ramrod straight, wears his dress blues with a chest full of ribbons. His presence is like a thunderclap. Steps forward, eyes on Vance. Your Honor, I witnessed your unprovoked assault on a decorated soldier. This is a breach of Title 18 and Judicial Conduct Standards. I'm reporting this to the Judicial Conduct Board immediately. The court clerk, Sarah Kim, 26, wide-eyed but focused, keeps typing, her transcript capturing every word. Vance's voice cracks. This is absurd. I'm a federal judge. You can't threaten me with Hayes, cuts him off. Your position makes this worse, not better. The judiciary holds you to a higher standard because of your power. Assaulting a witness, disparaging military service. That's not a lapse. Your Honor, the transcript is complete. Every word, including the assault, is documented. Vance's shoulders slump, his face ashen. The veterans in the gallery stand one by one, their eyes on Marcus. The older guy with the Purple Heart pin speaks. I'm Walter Brooks, Vietnam 69th Infantry. I saw the whole thing. I'll testify to the sergeant's account. Another veteran joins in. Carlos Rivera, Gulf War 1st Marines. Me too. The room's electric now. By the tide turning. The courtroom doors swing open, and a bailiff enters with a woman in judicial robes. Judge Elizabeth Clark, Chief Judge of the District. I was in the building for a conference and got an urgent alert. What's happening here? Hayes steps forward. Chief Judge Clark, Judge Vance verbally abused and physically assaulted Sergeant Jackson. A black tomb guard and decorated veteran during testimony. The transcript confirms it. Clark's eyes narrow as she takes Sarah's transcript, scanning it quickly. Her expression hardens. Judge Vance, you're relieved of duties pending a full investigation. Security escort him to my chambers. Vance's voice is weak, desperate. Elizabeth, this is a misunderstanding. I've served 25 years. Clark's tone is ice. Your service doesn't excuse assaulting a witness or disgracing this court. The transcript speaks for itself. Security moves in, and Vance, deflated, shuffles out, his robe trailing like a fallen flag. Clark turns to Marcus. Sergeant Jackson, on behalf of the judiciary, I apologize for this treatment. Your service deserves respect, not ridicule. Marcus inclines his head. Thank you, Your Honor. I believe Judge Vance's actions aren't representative of this court. Clark nods. Your statement will be taken later today. This court is adjourned. Marcus checks his watch. 30 minutes to his tomb shift. He replaces his cap with precision and walks out. Veterans nodding respectfully as he passes. Walter and Carlos offer crisp salutes, which he returns. Outside, the DC air is crisped, the Capitol dome visible in the distance. Marcus heads to Arlington, his stride steady, his duty unshaken. An hour later, he's back at the tomb, taking his post. Tourists snap photos, unaware of the morning's drama. His uniform, his steps, his vigil, they're the same, but the story's spreading. Sarah's transcript hits the Judicial Conduct Board, and Vance's career hangs by a thread. Reporters dig into his past, finding a pattern of bullying witnesses. What started as one outburst is now a reckoning. At the Pentagon, Hayes files a commendation for Marcus, noting his dignity under fire. The vandalism case gets a new judge, and the defendants, shaken by the chaos, pled guilty. Back at the tomb, Marcus pauses during his walk, touching Daniel's dog tag in his pocket. They're remembered, he whispers. The narrator's voice returns warm and direct. Marcus Jackson didn't just guard the tomb that day. He guarded something bigger. Honor, truth, justice. He stood tall, not with a shout, but with a soldier's heart and a lawyer's mind. That's the tomb guard way, and it's America's way, too. What would you do if someone tried to tear down what you stand for? Marcus's story reminds us that real strength isn't in the loudest voice or the highest seat. It's in staying true, even when the world's against you. Behind that uniform Vance mocked was a man of courage, brains, and heart. Sentinel who showed us what justice looks like. If this story hit you, if it made you think about standing up or looking deeper, here's what I want you to do, or share it. Tell a friend, visit Arlington, watch a tomb guard, and feel the weight of their duty. And right now, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Tell us, have you ever faced someone who disrespected what matters to you? We read everyone. This isn't just Marcus's story, it's ours. Honor it. Never forget the unknowns.